Damon Gejeian with DAMAC Maysteel. Just got back from the OCP conference down in San Jose, California. Had a really good time. Saw a lot of new cutting edge technology. Got to get caught up with a lot of clients and customers and friends in the industry. Out of all the OCP conferences that I've attended, which I think I've attended almost every single one, I believe this to be probably the highest attendee count out of all of them that I've been to. So very engaging, lots of side conversations, lots of new prototype type product out on the conference floor. Great presentations by all those involved, but really enjoyed our time. And there are quite a few things that caught my eye at this show. The next 5 years are going to be very interesting, especially with the AI wave that we're all experiencing currently. One of the things that I thought was pretty interesting is I've seen liquid cooled strategies in the past in some data center builds that we've done or been involved in. I've been to some military bases that are the old Cree style machines that were all liquid cooled. That's a more of a mainframe approach. But it's seeing how people are developing the next generation of how we cool these high demand GPU loads was very interesting. I've never seen so many different ways, from in the rack manifolds or mass distribution liquid cooling approaches, nozzled and piped down into each rack location, the side cubbies to introduce liquid cooling to the rack as a bolt-on freestanding unit, rear door heat exchangers, just so many different liquid cooling delivery prototypes. I'd never seen that many different flavors before. Obviously, as a rack manufacturer, a containment designer, and a prefabricated structure producer, we need to understand how, as a manufacturer, can we embrace, the loads that these new cabinets are producing. I saw cabinets there that were generating 140 kW. I mean, that's that's like 3x what you typically would see. So, liquid cooling is going to be a mandate if you're going to be able to have a large data center environment with a GPU cluster pulling those kinds of loads. Obviously, you consume that much power, you're generating so much heat. Well, traditionally, dumping all that heat into alternating aisles and separating those aisles with your typical aisle containment system might work in a few instances, but when you're generating that kind of heat and those kinds of demands at the rack level, we need to be prepared to be able to support liquid cooling, which we currently are. Some other things I saw that were really interesting was we've been building OCP racks for a long time. We were one of the first to ever develop and produce at scale OCP architecture and rack footprints. First time I ever saw at this conference was people are now adopting their network configurations into the OCP standard. Saw a network OCP rack in the Meta booth. I think it had somewhere to the tune of around 3,500 cables in it. I'd never seen anybody adopt an OCP standard rack architecture and utilize it for their networking gear. Historically, obviously, those are in more of an open system, 2 and 4 post racks with bolt-on cable managers. Meta was actually able to consolidate all of this into an OCP rack, which I'd never seen that before. It's, of my opinion, after going to this show, having so many conversations, not just with manufacturers around metal products like I build, but talking to the integrators, server manufacturers, liquid cooling manufacturers, power, universal bus bars. There's really going to need to be more of a community adoption of how we all produce and contribute to support this next generation of technology. We can always come up with, leading edge designs, but it's going to be very important for us to stay very close to all the other pieces, parts, server manufacturers, the liquid cooling manufacturers, the utilized bus bar. All these partners all have a stake in the overall go-to strategy of how we deploy the next generation systems. We look forward to partnering and working closely with different customers that provide different parts for the OCP community. It's of our opinion the OCP form factor is 100% necessary to support the new AI GPU demand. You're going to need that form factor for many different reasons. Us as a manufacturer need to make sure that we stay ahead of these emerging trends. to make sure that we can produce cutting edge designs that can adopt quickly and can scale and deploy fast to support our customers' needs. So as we move forward, we'll continue to collaborate and contribute to the OCP community. We are looking forward to continuing to provide designs to embrace liquid cooling, heat management, power distribution, high weight load equipments in a rolling, transportable rack form factor. So it's an exciting time for everybody in the industry. Can't go over everything that I saw in the conference, but it was very enlightening and very exciting for all of us. One last caveat I'm going to add in closing is, historically, everybody grades the performance and the efficiencies in their data center around your PUE number. And what was very interesting is the introduction of liquid cooling at a mass scale, is going to be able to potentially continue to reduce those PUE numbers within the data center. You think it's going to consume more power, it's going to generate more heat, but adoption of liquid cooling along with other strategies has the propensity to continue to lower your PUE up to 30%. So a lot of neat information and strategies that are currently being looked at. And for us as a rack manufacturer, we need to adopt and support those initiatives because obviously, we want to be adaptable to the new technology, but we also need to be as efficient as we can and move forward in a grander scale. So anyways, look forward to next year's OCP conference. Much more to come as DAMAC and Maysteel continue to contribute to the OCP community around design efforts. And I look forward to the next conference. Thank you.